Hey y'all, welcome back to Movement Link. So let's go ahead and start with arm swings as I kind of talk through what we're up to. But this is going to be about a 10-minute long, just move, follow along video. You don't need any equipment for it. I like to do these first thing in the morning and after I do some cardio, getting ready for a workout. So as I'm doing this and as you're doing this, I just want you to focus on getting those feet nice and flat on the ground. We're going to go through that get tight checklist. So butt tight, belly button drawn in. We're bracing it with the core, holding a Kegel, creating that external torque into the ground. So you can see kind of my knees track outward just a little bit as I screw my feet into the ground. Rib cage is down. I'm going to stand up tall. And I'm just going to try and balance my head over everything. So as we're doing all of these things today, we really want to put that focus into that posture and the nice breaths in and out, consistent controlled breaths as we go. So now let's go palms up as we go up over our head, and then we're going to go palms down as we go back behind us. So we're going to do some core stability work. So we just kind of want to get blood flowing, arms warmed up a little bit, hips kind of moving. Then we'll go into kind of the more general stuff and get into that core stability work today. Let's go ahead and rotate. And you can get your lower body involved, but let's stay nice and tight here. What I like to do is straightening that leg, the direction I'm twisting, and then just kind of changing it up. Just getting the full body working. I struggle with kind of being here, so trying to extend up as we do it. Okay, now we're going to make it look a little more like a golf swing. So we're going to hinge over into that 45-degree angle. This looks just like what it would look like if I'm jumping, doing a kettlebell swing, a clean, or a snatch. From this position, we're just going to rotate on that axis. Try and keep that head perfectly still. And if you watch my lower body, we're kind of just going with it here. And as I go one direction, the direction I'm going towards, that leg is going to straighten again. Getting some good spine rotation, but also trying to feel the power that we can generate in our legs as we make it a little more and a little more like a swing as we go. All right, let's go ahead and just balance on one foot. Feel your full foot on the ground. That right butt cheek should be flexed, belly button drawn in. I guess that's only if you're balancing on the right side. Should have said that first. Then let's go ahead and take the pad of that foot and let's pull it up. You can use your hand if you want. Put it just as high up. Ooh, don't fall over. As high up on your thigh as you can. Nice and tight with everything. Just standing nice and tall. Checking back in on that posture and your breathing. Go through the get tight checklist. Another thing you can do is just try and take a calm, big breath in and big breath out through your belly. And if you can't do that and it goes up into that chest or gets trapped somewhere, it probably means we're not quite in that nice neutral braced position. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this ankle. So your left ankle is going to go over the right quad there. We're going to flex that foot. You're just going to squat down. So standing pigeon pose. We're just going to go down till we feel a stretch, and then we're going to come back up. The foot that's on the ground is taking most of my focus as I just try and keep my weight centered and even on that foot. So down, up. Ooh, man, my balance is struggling today. Let's go back down. Breathe. Make sure you own it, and then we'll come back up. So let's go to that other side. So balancing on that left foot. What I notice a lot with my balance stuff is if I do balancing exercises, go do something else and then come back to it, it is incredible how much better I am at it in just a short amount of time there. Okay, let's go that foot to the inside of the thigh. You can use your hand to kind of navigate it there. You're pressing that right knee as far out to the side as you can. Check in on your posture. We're going to go into that standing pigeon. So that right leg is going on top of the left, flexing the foot, squatting down, taking a couple breaths, coming up. We're going to do 2 more of these. Squatting down, really paying attention to that full foot. just going down. We're not trying to force anything, just going down to kind of an end range, whatever's limiting, and then we'll come back up. All right, so let's go ahead and head down to the ground. We're gonna start on all fours and just walk your hands out forward, put your thumbs together. Let's twist it in the ground like we'd be doing a push-up. So I'm focusing on my full hand being in the ground with that external rotation, so my elbow pits are going up towards-ish the ceiling, and I'm just gonna stick my head down here. I'm focusing on drawing my belly button in, trying to control the rib cage so I don't just overextend. Going back to my breathing, pushing into the ground. I can lean from left to right. After I do that a few times, I like to go back to the center. See if that can open me up any more, then lean again, left and right. Go back to center. Check in on it. Okay, now let's get into a push-up plank position. Draw that belly button in, butt tight. And then from here, you're just gonna press into down dog. Pedal your feet around. Let's go ahead and lift this left leg up. Bend the knee, let it fall over off to the right side. Keep those arms straight. Keep your fingers with even weight twisting into the ground. Then we're gonna bring that left foot, we're gonna put it in between you here. So let's come up into a position that looks just like a split jerk. So we have that back knee bent, this front knee right over the shin, and that back left butt cheek, right butt cheek should be nice and tight. Everything nice and tight here. So once we're tight and we're set, now we're gonna straighten out this leg. So now we're coming out of the split jerk position. We're gonna straighten that back leg out to get a hip stretch there. So palms facing up over our head, so they're gonna be facing back behind you. And now you're really pressing in, but that butt cheek's gotta be flexed. If you feel like you lose it, bend, flex, press into it again. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit. We're gonna come up on the front toes. Okay, we're just gonna add a little bit there, focusing on the breathing. All right, then let's go ahead and just put that back knee down to the ground. You can kind of kick it back a little bit more. And then what you're gonna do is take your left hand, you're gonna reach over that left knee, reach back, and let's go ahead and grab it. We're just gonna get a little quad stretch here. Again, make sure that right butt cheek is flexed as you shove your hips down. You can pull on it, you can push into your hand as you shove your hips down, and you can also kind of hamstring curl it in and then flex. So you can flex in a lot of different ways here, making sure you're breathing. Okay, then let's just from here, let's push back into down dog. Give it a little bit, pedal around, see how you're feeling. We're gonna take that right leg, bring it up, bend it. Now we're gonna take it over the left side. Take a couple breaths. Then we're gonna go right leg in between your hands, and we're gonna come up in that split jerk position again, but now we're on the other side. So left butt cheek is gonna get nice and tight, and with that left butt cheek tight, palms up, we're gonna straighten that leg out to get a good stretch there. But we wanna make sure we're engaged the right way before we just start stretching positions we don't want to improve range of motion. So remember, when we're catching that split jerk, we are gonna be bent here, but now we're gonna be nice and tight as we straighten that leg out just to stretch the position out. Let's take that right foot, let's go up on the ball of that toe, add in a little more stability work here. Breathe, own your positions. Okay, let's go ahead and put that left knee down on the ground. You can scoot it back a little bit. You're gonna take that right hand, you're gonna reach over, pick that left foot up, let's grab it, and we're gonna do a little quad stretch here, squeezing that left butt cheek, shoving down. Pushing away, you can hamstring curl in and then turn everything on. All right, now we're gonna get into kind of the core stability exercises. We're just gonna start on all fours here. And we're just gonna start by taking that right hand, moving it up, and the whole time I'm doing this, I'm trying to avoid my body wiggling around. So I'm trying to keep my core just locked down, so belly button's drawn in. I'm gonna take my right hand, palm up to the sky, straight arm. I'm just gonna reach it up high, and I'm gonna hold. Bracing, breathing. As I come down, I'm gonna switch hands. I'm trying to have nothing in my back move or rotate. Left hand up in the air. Breathing, and then coming back down. So twisting your hands in the ground just like we would a push-up. Now we're gonna go right leg. And we don't want those hips moving around, so brace nice and tight and slowly pick up, trying to get no change. We're gonna keep the knee bent. We're not gonna go too high. We don't want you to flare out here. We're just trying to get that leg or the thigh in line with your core, squeezing that right butt cheek, and we'll come back down. Same thing, try and have no change. Brace, lift slowly to try and have no change. Bring that leg up, trying to flex that left butt cheek, getting that thigh parallel as you can. And then we'll come back down, shake it out a little bit. It's a tough one. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of add these two things together, but instead of our back leg being bent, we're gonna straighten out that back leg. So we're gonna start with the right hand and left leg, so it's gonna be opposites. So hand, palm up, then that leg is gonna come up, and now you're gonna reach out. Again, we're not looking for you to flare out. We're trying to keep you nice and flat, so we're just gonna go into that long position, reaching out. Keep that left hand twisting into the ground, belly button drawn in. And let's come down and let's switch to the other side. Left hand out, right leg out. Squeezing everything, hanging out, breathing, drawing that core in. Let's go ahead and do one more on each side. So right arm, left leg. And then we'll switch it. Left arm, left leg. And then we'll come down. All right, so now we'll finish it off. We're just doing the same things, but out of a push-up plank position. So these get really, really hard. So if these are beyond what you can do, go back to all fours and just kind of follow along back on all fours, and this can be something to work up to. So from your push-up plank position, we're just gonna go 1 rep of each of these things. If this is your first time doing it, starting with a little bit wider stance with your feet is gonna help a little bit. But start, make sure we get set up, because the core stability is all about making sure we're flexing the right muscles. So drawing the belly button in, butt nice and tight. We're just gonna take that right arm, let's lean it up, and then come back down. Lean a hair over to that right arm, just real slowly. For me, the slower I go, the more control I can get into it as I go up. Now we're gonna go right leg, just straight back. Left leg, we're trying to make torso stay perfectly straight. These are tough positions for me. Okay, let's rest for a little bit, and then we're gonna attempt to go opposite arm, opposite leg. We'll just go 1 on each side with a little bit of a hold. So set up in that good plank position. Again, a little bit wider, give you a little more room to work here. Then real slowly brace, and real slowly let's go left arm, right leg. And then we'll come back down. We're gonna go right arm, left leg. Brace real slowly. And then we'll come down. And that's what we'll do today. So that's something clearly I need to work on a little bit more. And as soon as I find weaknesses like that, I'm going to start adding them into my personal daily movement stuff in the morning and before I work out. And I recommend you do too. Hope this helps. This is great, just kind of full body, especially to get the core engaged and then working on the stability in these different weird positions, things that we're going to need to be able to stabilize depending on what we're doing out in the real world. Hope you enjoyed it. We got plenty more of these videos on the website. Got plenty more coming. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.